Hi, this is Amy Whalen. Thank you for joining me at amysinklings.com. Today I want to show you how to make this card. It's a beautiful pop-up card, and it's made with Watercolor Wings stamp set along with the bold butterfly framelits. The two come as a bundle. So come on in so I can show you how to make this card. The first thing that I want to show you is how to use this three-step stamp set. Now this particular card has 3 different color combinations of butterflies, but I'm going to show you how to make just this blue one. Now there are 3 sets, as I mentioned, that you stamp with, and some stampers do this in a different order than I do, but what I like to do is use the stamp that has the most bold image. It's kind of a watercolor bold image. In fact, this would make it easier. I like to use this one first, then I like to use the stamp second that has this detail, and then the third stamp I use is this. So I go 1, 2, 3. So let's go ahead and get started. The blue combination starts with Soft Sky. Okay, and then the next color that I used for that combination was Night of Navy. And it's a little hard to get this right on top when I've got the camera in the way. Not bad. And then the last color we're going to use is Marina Mist, and that gives the color to the tips, the outer tips of the wings. Like that. Now, as I mentioned, this particular stamp set comes in a bundle along with the bold butterfly framelits. And so what I'm going to do is to take the smaller of the 2 dies. It comes with 2, but I'm going to use this one to die cut out this butterfly as well as the other color combinations. And while I'm at it, I will also use the butterfly framelit die. It comes with 3, and I'm going to use this particular die to cut out a big one in Whisper White. I'll be right back. Alright, I've gone ahead and I've die cut out my little butterfly as well as the larger one that I'll put aside for a moment. After I stamp and then I die cut, then I come back and stamp in the body. I find that it's easier to line up the body in the correct place once the butterfly has been die cut. And I like to use early espresso for the body. So to save some time, I did all of the butterflies off camera. I'm going to need 2 of these, and this color combination is Daffodil Delight, Black, and Crushed Curry. I needed 2 of those. Then I did the one that I just stamped with you, and then the third combination that I used is So Saffron, Old Olive, and Pear Pizzazz. Now, I'll show you real quickly. I spent one afternoon going through all these different color combinations. There are so many that look so beautiful. Now, if you find at the end of the video that you would like to place an order for any of these items, then if you place $50 or more in product, I'll send a color copy of this, both sides, to you in the mail. Alright, so let's go ahead and start putting the items together, and I can show you what other elements that you'll need. The base of the card is Night of Navy. It's your standard 8.5 by 5.5 inches that's folded over. On the outside front, this part, this particular piece of Whisper White measures 4 1/4 by 4 inches. I also used Soft Sky, 1.5 inches by 2 3/4 inches, and Marina Mist, 2 inches by 3 inches to create this banner using the triple banner punch. On the inside of the card, this one, this white paste here, is a piece of cardstock that measures 5 inches by 8 inches. Now what I did was I scored it at 4, then I took my ruler and I made a pencil mark at 2 inches and at 3 inches, and then I drew a dotted line 1 inch down. And this is the part of the card, once folded and snipped and folded, will create the pop-up. So you're going to go over and fold that over. Then I want you to take your Stampin' Up! Paper snips and you're going to cut along the dotted line. Now when you open it up, this part is going to be folded in like this, and that creates your pop-up. I'll show you again. You started with this, you folded it originally like this, you snip, snip, you push that middle part in and fold the rest of your card over, and then fold it real hard there, okay? All right, before I forget, I want to show you, I didn't mention earlier, we also use a piece of, and I can't seem to find it at the moment. Here we go. I also use a piece of copy paper that's 3 inches by 2 inches. And what I do is, I like to, well, let me show you why I discovered this. This particular card, once it's all assembled, is going to be glued here. I didn't like the fact that you could see the Night of Navy showing underneath the pop-up bridge. So I took this piece of copy paper, 3 inches by 2 inches, I folded it. I glued this in place so that when I went ahead and put this on top, you could no longer see the Night of Navy underneath. I just think it gives it a crisper feel. Alright? So, what I'm going to do is, this is the base. I also took the 2.5 inch circle punch, which I didn't mention earlier, and we're going to assemble that on the inside of the card with a little bit of glue. Put glue here, not on the back of here, because you don't want to transfer any glue to the other part of the card. And I like to glue it so that it's about 1/4 of an inch, maybe a little bit more, from that fold line. Okay, like that. Does that make sense? Okay. Then I put it all together by gluing the blue version down first. That's going to be just glued flat. We're not going to pop that one up. I am going to take a Stampin' Dimensional though, and I'm going to pop up this black one once and put it there. And then I want to pop up this one twice. So I'm going to put a dimensional there and peel it up. Put another dimensional on top of that one and peel it up, and now it's going to be popped up twice. And when you put this one down, make sure that when it's attached, it doesn't touch the bottom of the card. Raise it up like that, okay? Alright. And then we're going to put a little bit of glue on the back of this lovely, grand, what I'm calling the Monarch butterfly, and that one gets slipped right behind it. Alright. And now, when that is inserted inside like this one, it creates the pop-up. Isn't that lovely? Now, I don't know if you noticed on the front, but using Kinda Eclectic, I stamped the leaves in Old Olive. I then inked up the stamp a second time, stamped off on scratch paper, and then stamped it here. That way I got the 2 tones of green. Once the green was stamped, then I stamped the other areas, and I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I stamped the other areas with Versamark and then embossed that with clear embossing powder. It just gives it a pop, a sheen, and I just love the look of clear embossing on white. And that, in a nutshell, is how to create this pop-up card using the Watercolor Wings. And don't forget, this particular stamp set comes in a bundle. You can save 15% if you purchase these two together, the Watercolor Wings stamp set and the Bold Butterflies framelits. And if you don't currently have a Stampin' Up! Consultant, I would love to help you purchase some products, especially to make this card. And if you do purchase product of $50 or more, don't forget, I will color copy this particular color sheet, and that'll give you 24 different versions of color combinations for this stamp set. Thanks so much for coming by Amy's Inklings. I hope you check in again soon. Bye-bye.